in Naples, Napoli. I like to call it Napoli. He was saying, the first thing he said, like, I want the rights. And I'm like, no, I can't work with him. No. And then I came to Sri Lanka and I met my friend Rainer Raunfield, who's also head of UNOPS right now in this country. He was actually
Smart Recharge Bonanza from Mobitel.
I call him actually some young man, Lakshman Joseph Deseram, and he was telling me, I knew who he was, and then I realized he was bullying me in New York when I was working for Tower Records, at that time the largest classical record store, and he was asking me these titles like Shelibidaki I've never even heard of, and I'm like, oh my god, that man is coming, and I was hiding. But anyway, this time when I met him, I said, look, you're gonna do the music for my film. He's like, man, okay. Well, how about master? How about master? I'm like, no, you're gonna do it, because I want the blend of the West and the blend of the East. You have it. He's like, well, okay. And then he called me one day and he's like, Boodi, how about master? How about him doing? I said, no, you're gonna do it. And he did the music score, and just like that, Chandragupta, who's a painter, a friend of mine, and I asked him, could you be the production designer, which is the art director in the other terms, and he did the art direction, which came out well. And I thought, I like to work with people that I feel comfortable with, and I feel that I would like to work with. I mean, right now, I have a director who's acting in my movie, like that, you just
you were referring to Vimukti Jayasundari,
yeah. And just like you have different people you work with, and it's
so what you are saying is like you choose the relationships where you are comfortable in, and it makes everything come together.
Yeah, I think for a good product to come out, the relationships has to be very strong, and it's also teamwork. Then and if you look at some of my movies, some of these actors and some of these makeup artists and musicians has been working in my movies constantly, because I'm not that I don't know anybody else, but I feel very comfortable. I feel I can depend on them, and they support me, and also they also grow with me. So that's
is that a reason also for your films to win so many awards, like in many award festivals? If you can elaborate on that as well.
Yeah, well, it's very hard to say how you win awards, because maybe it's because you have chosen a groundbreaking theme, or maybe something that you speak about has some kind of controversy. I don't know, but those are some ways. So, but yeah, I think coming together as a team is very important, and that helps the movie to lift up and come out big time.
And also I think breaking convention in your case, and also selection of the themes, and actually bringing that message across to the audience in a way it really makes an impact, has really had an effect. And I think that's one of the main success stories behind your awards that you've received as well, Boodi. So having said that, I was also wondering now, because we are in a post-conflict era, I mean now at least the war is not there anymore. Now when you were talking about this experience where you were bringing all the artists together and sort of producing something, it was actually an interesting experience to think about. So do you think now there'll be more space and for many artists to get together, even in the field of cinema, and for it to sort of lead to an aesthetic renaissance? Do you think the time has come for something like that?
I think definitely, because for example, I'm working with this young actor called Darshan Dharmaraj as one of my leads, and fantastic actor, and he's a Tamil actor, and I would love to work with him in another movie as well. Because that's a relationship you build up, and it's not just the post-conflict era. This is a very good time for anybody to go and explore different parts of our island and understand more about the roots and thinking of people, which is very important as filmmakers to show others how and what kind of thinking or what kind of perspective, I mean the way they look at things, maybe how they perceive a problem, or maybe how they manage to overcome a difficult situation. You know, I mean, these things are very important for us to, all of us to share. I mean, the knowledge. I mean, you know, it's very important for everybody to share this knowledge, and one way is to you know, these people to come together and make movies together, and not only movies. I'm talking about, I mean, you know, to as Sri Lankans to go forward with this country. I mean, there are a lot of visual messages you can do, and through that, I mean, for example, I saw on 777, that is 2007, when Al Gore came out and did his what was it, Earth Day thing. Was it Earth Day? I can't remember. Yeah, I watched a lot of TV commercials that day, and it was talking about how this the pollution and environment and all these things, how in 60 seconds they were making so many beautiful PSAs, public service announcements, and it totally caught me, because about a year back I saw Inconvenient Truth. I think that's a very good example. The Inconvenient Truth is a very good example for us to take as a learning point and make things like that for the betterness of our country, because how we can even build and develop this country, I mean, that's totally pure, either it's cinema or documentary or PSA or little commercial or whatever, but visual medium. So visual art can take you to a different level. I think whether it's post-conflict era, or whether it's development, or whether it's about anything else, I think it's a very good way of understanding so many things. I mean, if you make a learning video, you know, I mean, about how to sustain your power, you know, don't use this bulb, use this one, you know, I mean, how you can bring down your electricity costs, at the same way how you save your you know, I mean, the effect on ozone layer, and then, you know, how it affects the human race. I mean, same way you can talk about how to be self-sufficient in your house, to use your energy in the way like how to cook, how to build your house in such a way that, and how to do your electrical wirings, that, you know, you don't spend too much money, and plus you don't spend, you know, you don't have a hard time building that, and how to sustain your villages. I mean, you know, you can do so much from the visual medium to bring a country together and bring it up and make it go forward. Lots of knowledge. It's all knowledge. It's all about coming together.
Actually, that's a very inspiring message, Boodi, because you were talking about the power of the visual and the power it has to sort of galvanize the forces in all sorts of ways. So we will take a small break and we will be back with you again. Stay with us.